finally have some updates on the new Resident Evil game, Project Resistance, which I guess that's the official name. I really don't know. I thought that was just a development code name, and it still might be, but they're using it on everything still, so I guess we'll see. I did receive some information from Capcom a couple days ago that I wasn't cleared to share yet, but now that the game's been revealed, let's go ahead and talk about it. If you remember the first video I made on the subject, I thought that this could be something tied to the Outbreak series, and I theorized that it could be a possible Outbreak file number 3. Yeah, realistically, I didn't think it was going to be a third entry in that series, but I knew it had to be tied to Outbreak in some way. And we have the answer to that question. Is this a Resident Evil Outbreak game? Yes and no? It's definitely inspired by Outbreak in terms of an online multiplayer experience. You play as of now, 4 average-looking Raccoon City survivors working together to survive a deadly test being controlled by a mysterious character. Some people think this character is Wesker. I guess it's possible since it seems to take place around the Raccoon City time period. But there's sort of 2 nails in the coffins here. It looks like he can possibly have black hair. Wesker definitely did not. And according to this screenshot that Capcom sent me, could be this character named Daniel. So I'm more on the side of this is a brand new character that works for Umbrella. Where you really see the connections to Outbreak are the characters. They're regular people, they're not trained in impossible kung fu kicks or boulder punching feats of strength, and each one has a specific role and a small backstory to explain why they're trapped. Valerie Harmon is the support role of the group. She marks nearby items and threats, and she has a first aid spray. And she's directly tied to someone from Outbreak. You guys remember Yoko? She was a university student working for Umbrella that lost her memory. Valerie also joined Umbrella as an intern, and she was Yoko's roommate. When Yoko lost her memory, Valerie started searching for the cause of the disorder, and she was kidnapped. Then we have January Van Sant. She's the hacker of the group. She can disable cameras, she has an EMP and such. She was investigating the ties between Umbrella and the Raccoon City Police Department, and she disappeared while poking around. Samuel Jordan looks like he's going to be the assault character. These are the ones I usually like to play as. He was an ex-boxer, and his moves revolve around close quarters combat. An injury ruined his boxing career, and he volunteered for an experimental medical trial to heal him. Then he disappeared. And the 4th and final playable character is Tyrone Henry. He's the tank character. He's the heavy hitter, the one that can take a ton of damage. He was a Raccoon City firefighter, and he disappeared while fighting a fire at an umbrella factory. For very generic people, the characters have decent backstories tied to the larger events in Resident Evil. And this all sounds good on paper as a video game, but I can't help but think of Umbrella Corps. I know it's a different game, but Umbrella Corps it was one of the worst things I've ever played. I paid $7 for that game, and that was too much. I'm just really hoping that when it comes to online multiplayer, that Capcom has learned a lot of things since that game released. And I feel like since Resident Evil 2 Remake, they're in a whole new mindset when it comes to game development. I don't want them to ruin their streak of successes by releasing a half-assed multiplayer game. To be honest, I'm already slightly disappointed by the revelation of this game, because I was hoping for a really cool story mode too. So far there's been no indication of that, so it's still a possibility. It seems like we're getting just another Friday the 13th or Evolve style game. Fun games, but they really don't hold my attention for a very long time. And when it comes to Resident Evil, I prefer to have a really cool epic story, but to be fair, this clearly isn't the next Resident Evil game. I'm 100% sure this is just a holdover until they get development going on Resident Evil 8 or Resident Evil 3 Remake, whatever they're doing next. The gameplay trailer does look like a lot of fun, everyone having to work together to survive, but the coolest thing is that one character controls the mastermind, so you could put enemies in different locations, you could turn off the lights and screw with your friends. I could see how this can turn into a fun night of online play, and the mastermind also has the abilities to control zombies directly and Mr. X, which is when the game gets into full Friday the 13th mode. I'm not going to sit here on camera and be fake excited about this game. I'm more in the camp of, well, when it comes out, I'll pick it up. Maybe it'll be fun with a couple friends online while I'll wait for the real Resident Evil game. From my experience, Capcom's strong points have been single-player story-focused games and fighting games. Their multiplayer modes have never really excited me aside from the campaign co-op games. But when it's something that's strictly focused on online multiplayer, I don't know. I'm going to withhold judgment for now, but I am curious to your opinions. Leave me some comments down below. Are you excited for Project Resistance? Are you a little disappointed like I am to find out what it was? And what kind of gameplay style do you want for Resident Evil 8? Catch you guys later. Since you made it to the end of this video, I assume you enjoyed it, so why don't you go ahead and smash that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss any new content. You can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram, links in the description below, and if you'd like to support the channel, you can join my Patreon or become a channel member. This is Fabian, I love you guys, and I'll see you next time.